I love Minecraft, a game with such high potential for creativity, the endless possibilities on what you can do, and an infinite world to explore, and that's why it is pathetic how many copycats we have in that community. Minecraft manhunts with idiotic twists, hardcore let's plays with jump cuts every millisecond, and the infamous 100 Days series that by this point can be only compared to the current Monster School animations. That's why I shall be your today's beacon of hope, because I let this absolutely vandalized piece of gaming history that is Minecraft rest for a moment, and instead I will try to survive 100 days in a game so old only your grandpa will recognize its title. Actually, I lied a little, because not only will I survive, I will try to conquer the entire map through slaying and farming many magical dragons, sacrificing demons, hunting Keemstar, and even getting some help from Satan himself. Can I achieve all of these goals? Will I make it in time? Welcome to 100 Days in Heroes of Might and Magic 3! Every game of Heroes of Might and Magic starts just like in Minecraft. We have to touch some children. I mean, generate our world first. I choose a decent looking scenario, cranked the difficulty to God tier just to turn it back to normal. Choose what factions will I be facing to make sure we will get some dragon action going. Selected the Inferno town because that's where all of my viewers come from. Carefully picked the main hero of our story, Carl, who specializes in Alejandros, and got myself a pot. Without it, I wouldn't be capable of playing this game for 100 days straight. With all of that set up, I am now ready to begin our adventure. The first day. First look at the beautiful world around us. The calm water, relaxing green grass. We even have some wildlife and redstone outside our home. And speaking of home, let's step inside. Yep, that's basically my country. The first ever structure that we will erect in this luxurious place will be the Hall of Sins, which will allow us to recruit Alejandros. And would you look at that, the imp cubicle is already built, so let's grab those banana creatures too. Our army is already looking terrifying, so let's take them for a walk. Making my first baby steps, I quickly stumble upon a sawmill, so just like in Minecraft, we're getting our wood first. I also got some gold on the ground, but it quickly got lonely here, so I got myself a sidestone hoe, N-word. I sent her to grab that redstone and by accident uncovered an ore pit, but without any move points to spare on both Carl and N-word, that is the end of our first day. Day 2, I got that armpit and some more redstone and gold on the side with N-word, while Carl wants some trouble. So just in case, I make my very first save and name it very appropriately. Charging head first, it's Centaurs, those rascals. They step up and I do my very first move and notice something very crucial. My damage is bad. Then I command my imp to move forward, and just the sight of him traversing made me change the animations to play faster in the settings, so I won't have to endure this suffering longer than it is necessary. Everyone just slapping each other, but then the brave Alejandro comes from the bottom and takes down one of the centaurs, but then my imp dies, leaving only the professionals to finish the job. With enormous casualties, considering this is just the second day, I press continue. For that fight, Carl got himself some ribs, which gave him 2 more power to his spells. Carl doesn't know any spells. Visiting a pond with a flamingo to take a piss. Building a town hall for those sweet economical benefits marks the end of this day. Day 3, N-word gives up her entire army for Carl. And I introduce to you the first moment of this playthrough where I actually use my brain for once. Introducing imping. I am purposefully splitting my imps into singular stacks, which allows me to have more of them, but they are all as weak as my teammates in Overwatch Ranked. With this new acquired strategy, I once again rush at some centaurs, but this time they got washed in bleach, saving the game like a coward just in case, and as soon as the battle starts, I surround my Alejandro with Andrew Tate fans, which ensures maximum protection, emerging victorious with significantly less casualties than the previous fight, thanks to my last brain cells waking up on time. A quick refill of imps from N-word, the imp dispenser, and back in town I check out what are the requirements for that city hall. There's the marketplace, mage guild, or even blacksmith. so I decided to build some cages. Day 4 was yet another battle, but this time instead of horse people, Carl is facing normal people. Using some illegal tricks, they get to do a lot of harm, but it's far from being a close fight thanks to Alejandro. Taking over an abandoned redstone mine, N-word exploring a little, and I built a marketplace that will help us later on in the game. Waking up to day 5, both of our heroes are exploring, and N-word got her hands on a shiny new ring that she stole from this stoned looking tree. And back in our town that I just noticed is named Sticks, I'm still working towards that city hall. So, blacksmith has been erected. Day number 6, Carl got to play in some shiny sand, and N-word sat by a campfire which gave her gold and some more pot. I also noticed on my minimap that she is getting quite far with her exploring missions, but I'm sure everything will be just fine. Back at first encounter with RNG, that is the Mage Guild. It will grant 5 random spells to every hero that visits the town, and would you look at that, we got some decent ones. I've never used this one though. Day 7, aka our first week. Time to restock my units, but first I must repeat the same mistake twice, because I forgot the piss lake eats up all of your movement points. Finally getting to build the city hall, increasing our daily earning from 1000 gold to 2000 gold, a 5 times value. Yes, I did skip school, how could you tell? Oh no, it appears our brave scout got herself in huge danger. How could this happen? Dear gosh, luckily for us, I have an ace up my sleeve, a strategy unbeatable and 100% reliable. Running. We will meet again, moron. Now, officially starting our second week. Carl got himself a new fabulous helmet, but before he continues on, let's get back in town and get a new friend. And would you look at that, it's the N-word, chillin' in the tavern. Unfortunately for her, the game is still in the early stages, so that army diff is just too tempting. Welcome Zigar to the team, recruiting my army and building a castle just to flex. Our brand new lad is ready to venture out to the world. His ultimate purpose? His duty to fulfill. Give everything back to Carl and go drown in the piss pond. Now Carl is more than ready to fight, so quickly save the game just in case he isn't really ready, and now we fight. Pigmen? Yes, those are pigmen. Don't mind the horny part. Using our new learned spells and the enemies relying on cheats once again, the fight is brutal. Imps dying, Alejandro carrying, and dogs chewing. We did it. We got to upgrade the archery skill, which will make our Alejandros a little bit stronger, and also this shiny new artifact that I am too poor to behold. Day 9 is more scouting and more fighting, but it feels a little empty here on the battlefield for some reason. But that doesn't matter because Alejandro is simply the best. At our homeland 6, I got to use the scam place for the very first time, which allowed me to build a citadel to flex all of my money I just traded. Okay, never mind. And as soon as I ended my turn, there is some suspicious activity going on the middle of the map. Day X, I saved the game out of habit before attacking the cheating humans once again, but this time I was the one who activated his hacks on accident. Oopsie. Getting another archery upgrade, making the Alejandro Lord of Fire even stronger. Getting some knowledge. Parking the car in a handicapped spot and building more cages was all I've done that day. Day 11, Zigar kindly refuels my stash of Andrew Tate's fans, and without any fear I rush into some smurfs, and they shockingly run in fear. Jeez, I wonder why. Unlocking a path to some form of rainbow candy stash, Carl moves on to push forward, while the sidekick Zigar will collect everything behind, including all the dog poo Carl's chewy soldiers are leaving. Back at 6, this day we are going to build birthing pools that give birth to politics, who kindly add to the imp count for some reason. Day 12 is purely scout duty, this time the main hero Carl leading the way, and looking at all the possibilities I had to choose from at home, I decided to give a little treat to Alejandro's home, which adds a tank of boiling water above their heads that may or may not have some leaks. Nonetheless, our fire throwers get some skin burns, which naturally makes them more powerful. So powerful in fact that they caused some real trouble later on. Day 13, more scouting, and I got tempted to touch the mysterious blue monolith, but my hero said no. Didn't bother building anything this turn, so I ended it quick. Holy smokes! We are getting attacked! and I have not saved for the last few turns. This is bad. At first glance, I thought to myself, wow, this weak gang of misfits really thinks it can handle my army, but then I realized my numbers advantage is as fake as Sniper Wolf. Thankfully, I recruited this unvaccinated pitbull into my army that ate the enemy pigeon in one munch. Before letting him completely loose, I decided to cast a spell, Shrekskin, that will give him some more defense. Of course it worked, he thanked me like a good boy, Alejandro burned the crap out of the cheating bastard, and those green spermoids absolutely deleted my imps. Wait, what? With the new knowledge of green creature very strong, I sent my dog after Hikaru Nakamura without his facecam filters, and thankfully Alejandro took care of the rest. That was a close one, dance, but I have better things to do now, like retreating to my base like a coward, but thanks for that necklace, loser. Day 14, editing HeySimply here, and I am here to say that I did a huge mistake, because in reality, day 14 was so boring that I literally forgot about it, which means the rest of the script is one day off, which I'm so sorry for, but you'll just have to deal with it. Our second week ends, and the third one starts. With all the money I've been saving up, I finally get to buy my final money upgrade, that is the capital. Just hope that the Donald Trump followers aren't anywhere around and we should be safe. Day 15, I did some interesting maneuvers that I have no idea how to explain, but on the day 16 I bought everything else I needed and sent Zygar to chase after Carl. Day 17 started very rage-inducing, it's the moron again, the skeleton lord responsible for the death of our loyal scout N-word. Zygar quickly stashed Carl and he charged into battle without a second thought, nor saving the game. Brave. I open my battle with showing off Alejandro's new skill, that is the big kaboom, doing some nice damage to the floating rag and ruining someone's camping trip, activating protect the president mode and sniping more on that crap. One imbecile stepped out of line and he quickly found out what happens if you do that, but at least he got his revenge. Now it's only the slow grey on the third left, and naturally Alejandro makes him dead again, but for good this time. Emerging victorious, we get some shiny toys as a reward, but it's still not that ring from N-word. He had to give it or stash it somewhere else, but I'm sure we'll get him eventually. Before ending my eventful turn, I built a pigman spawner. Day 18, Carl is going straight for the throat, while Zygar is picking up some toys. Back at 6, I noticed I have unlocked a new building, and it allows me to recruit subscribers. Where else did you think they came from? Day 19, Carl stepped in the piss pond again, and Zygar found himself a brand new parking spot he will stay in for a while. On day 20, I have spotted the very first enemy castle. Upon clicking the obviously visible horse butt of the enemy, I didn't gather much information, but when I clicked on the castle itself, it showed a stacked army, which got me a little worried. But on day 21, I decided to back out and take over some of his resources, like the sawmill. I also visited 6, to upgrade my pigmen and recruit the entire army I could afford to support my main warrior Carl, but I quickly returned to make use out of that scam market and quickly bought the single most powerful item in the entire game, the ammo cart. Day 22, the boys are casually exploring the land when all of a sudden there is more suspicious activity in the middle. After some consideration, I decided to leave the decision up to my later turn, but back at home I decided to leak some liquid sulfur on purpose because it allows me to recruit hot men. Day 23, Carl keeps on looking for resources and Zygar is attempting to touch the blue monolith once again. On day 24, might as well be day 420 because I got myself more pot. Noticing the Smurfs returning for revenge, I out of fear save my game once more and charge at them, but since I'm lacking some move points, I'm just awkwardly staring at them from 4 meters. Zygar on the other hand touches the magical structure, uncovering this mysterious puzzle that will not matter at all. Continue exploring just like your predecessors, boy. Day 25, officially 1/4 of the way through the challenge, and we encounter those pesky Smurfs and they run away just like the last time. I I also kiss this monk on the cheek, which grants me more attack. Back to exploring, Zygarde finds the rainbow candy pond and claims it with ease. I also noticed this little island with a strange portal in the middle, but who cares about that, right? And would you look at that, the Misfits are back. With magic barely doing anything, I must try hard with some strategic maneuvers. The floating fibers made a mistake by getting in range of my upgraded pigman, and she rightfully so gets put down. Alejandro doing some damage, and the ammo cart bravely fighting XQC. None of them can match the undoubtful power of Pigman. As he gets some help from God, he puts down the green spermoid too. Can it be? Can even God be on the demon's side? No, because Alejandro does a little trolling and hurts our warrior. One more action like this and you will get executed eventually, Alejandro. The now slightly more angry Pigman slays another foe and the imp is doing his job. Now everyone ganging up on Megamind but without the Widowmaker treatment, and the ammo cart is battling his demons. Unfortunately, most of the living creatures perish on the battlefield, leaving us only with a few pigmen with battle wounds and emotional wounds. Maybe day 26 will be more peaceful. Scouting some more and gathering rainbow candy from yet another location, I decided to head back to base with both of my heroes. Speaking of base, the 6th town, our fortress is ready to summon its deadliest unit. But if I decided to invite Satan for a cup of tea right now, I would be in a terrible financial state. So for now, I simply upgraded my casino, which gave me the lightning spell that is too expensive and the blind spell that is also very expensive but can be game-changing. Day 27 was just pleasant horse riding around the map and upgrading the home of subscribers, just so you can get new cool powers. That's how much I care about you. Look how kind I am, now worship me. And of course, it wouldn't be a typical pleasant horse ride without any ambushes. Now, it's time for Carl to do some ass whooping. Our opponent is now significantly stronger with his leeches. Let's change that. That's a little better. You want to know why those undead wizards are so strong? Now, out of panic, I separate my units. Alejandro gets ambushed by the floating towel again, and overall this isn't looking too nice for me. Some more magic is shot and Alejandro is in trouble. Units dying, the dog is trying, but I know when a fight is lost when I see one. I retreat in shame, but it had to be done to save the most XP and shiny collectibles packed hero, that is Carl. Day 28. As you might tell, things are not looking too good, but what if I told you I planned all of this? New month, new me. As you might remember, we can still get Carl back at six. We just skipped a few turns of getting back to our home. So, in the long run, this loss is actually good for us. Gathering the army and even building a radioactive power plant, which makes my dogs grow 2 additional heads. I ran out of money again, so I have to rely on the scam market once more, giving us just enough money to recruit all of the subscribers and all of the... okay, just 10 imps. Going out, we stop by Zygarde and steal all of his stuff again and accidentally get blocked. Damn you, Zygarde, and your handicapped parking spaces. Day 29. Zygarde moves his fat ass out of the way and Carl is now free to move onward to get his revenge. Day 30. Zygarde, the obese demon, recruits the rest of the remaining units and chases after Carl, who spots another idiot from the undead faction and wants him dead badly. Day 31. The chases are on. Day 32. Heroes are still going. Nothing much happening as of now. Day 33. Carl takes over the mining pit and also finally gets to the necropolis town. Seeing the terrifying force that is standing in defense of this place, I decided to save my game like a coward and begin the epic battle. The battle is clearly one-sided, but I somehow managed to pull through. Exhausted, but victorious, I noticed it was a decoy. The real threat is inside the castle, defending its walls. Well, the last battle went pretty well, so this cannot be that bad, right? Safe to say, thanks to my catapult not being capable of making one hole in a wall quick enough, my army got shredded by the castle towers very swiftly. Luckily for me, this isn't actual Minecraft hardcore 100 days and I can still just go back to my last save. I could just cut out the part where I reset, but instead let's just pretend we're starting this day fresh. Day 33. Calcium and his unstoppable force of zombies was a little too much for my liking, so I went back to reevaluate my plan. plans. That's why on day 34 I encountered my old enemy centaurs, but they just like Smurfs scattered in fear, paving my way to get another sawmill. Zigar finally reunites with Carl just to give him a few hot men. Back at 6, I mean my resource situation is finally looking good enough that I am ready to erect the Forsaken Place, which will allow me to recruit Satan. It's day 35, which means another week flies by, giving us even more units to recruit. So Carl is heading straight back to base, while Zigar is overtaking more important structures. Meanwhile, back at home, I decided to upgrade my casino of magic once more, but forgot to look what it gave me. And after ending my turn, I can see the skeleton lord Gruesome Balls, as he is now brave enough to take back my precious wood and stone farms. Day 36, Carl keeps on riding his horse back home, and Zigar stays just a little longer to get that sweet redstone mine. I'm sure everything will be just fine. Another scout lost to the anorectic faction. I cannot allow such losses to go under the radar. That's why I decided that from now on, my enemy number 1 shall be dead people, and I shall slay the undead dragon first. Day 37, alone once more, Carl continues on his journey to the castle, and day 38 is the exact same, but I upgraded my politician generator to birth only the filthiest of creatures. Day 39, finally Carl can breathe in the smell of sex. I mean, upgrading the imps, recruiting Satan, hot men subscribers, and we stop on pigmen due to financial problems. Well, you know the drill. Villagers are the way to go. Selling 80% of my resources because I'm mad and want to squeeze every single unit I can. With all these trades, I could get the rest of pigmen, some dogs, and one more trump. Also, not forgetting to check in the casino. I got very excited because I saw that I landed the fireball spell. Little did I know, Carl is too stupid to learn it. So unfortunately, it only acts as a nice decoration on a shelf for now. When I left the castle, I noticed a familiar face breaching my territory, so of course I go forward with an innocent intention of lightly ripping his head off. Day 40, Carl begins his chase. Day 41, still going. Day 42, a new week starts, but I don't care. My enemy is trying to distract me, but I will not fall for any traps. I'm going to hit where it hurts the most. I'm getting myself 6 2.0. Day 43, I got as close as I could, and day 44 marks the day of reckoning. I am so pissed and revenge hungry that I forgot to save the goddamn game, which means that if I lose now, my whole game is most likely going to drain, and I am not ready to give up my precious save to some fairy artist. The first thing you will notice is that the enemy towers really hate Alejandro, but other than that, they have it. The primary target of my hunt, the skeleton dragon. Its head will look very nice to that fireball spell, weakening the OP liches with some magic and getting my Satan closer to the castle wall, and then it clicked. That's what I was missing. I lost my last fight because I couldn't breach the walls of the castle, but now not only do I have hot men that are flying, but also Satan, who travels with explosions. The dragon wants to show off by biting my Satan, but that will be its biggest mistake. The hot men come in to obliterate the dragon. Alejandro weakened the black horse, so you, yes you, the subscribers, can come in to whip the absolute nether out of it. And also, I have no idea what it did to you in revenge, but I'm pretty sure that's just 8. The floating rag wanted to get a closer look at my hot men, and they didn't like it very much. The Chernobyl dog is proving himself to be a good boy once more, and Satan game ends the liches. The dragon used that occasion to munch on the imps, which is good, I don't blame it. Hot men eliminate the poop posture pops, and our doggy will be the dragon slayer he is. Who's a good dragon slayer, boy? Alejandro will show a cool magic trick to the embodiment of Twitch chat, and the last unit on the field will waste its life to interview Viktor Orban. Pigmen got their spotlight too, and that's basically how we took over the city of undead. Getting some knowledge, but still not the right kind of knowledge to learn the fireball spell. Let's now step inside and check out the interior of our second home. Smells just like Poland. While we're here, we can build another casino and get a chance to get a new awesome spell. And wow, would you look at that? We got a spell that will damage only my units when I use it. I'm sure I'll make use out of it at some point. To not neglect 6 1.0, Kurde, nie umiem mówić tego. To not neglect 6.1.0, I built something strange that will do something. Day 45, I'm getting some wood, fighting monsters, and fighting my desire to get rid of Alejandro for his special power of friendly fire, collecting some toys, and not fighting ogres. Day 46, I got back the armpit, and once again I see a familiar looking flag. Alright, that's the color of my old friend, defenseless scout murderer. Day 47, I can discover the identity of our now shaky legs foe, and how surprising, it's Clarence, and he has nowhere to run. Perfect. Well, Clarence, good thing you're already turned back to me. I promise I will make it quick. Yeah, liches again. Let me just... Now his army, weak as paper, I'll try to cheese the game a little and farm my imps, but my plan didn't go as intended, so I'm forced to go back to regular ass beating. With an absolute pathetic losses due to my lack of brain usage, I'm still happy because we have 2 towns already, which means we are earning a lot of money daily. And we put down the most annoying creature on this map, that was Clarence. I also built a grave for him. Day 48, I had to restock on more pot, and I got my eyes on more human horses who are guarding the Rainbow Candy Lake. We get a new week on day 49. I halt my plans to pet horse people because a blue player is getting dangerously close to my house. In panic, Carl retreats with the speed of light, and Styx needs a hero to protect its walls. Luckily for us, we have our good old friend waiting in the tavern, N-word. As a nice welcome gift, I sponsored a handful of units, including all of them, except imps. I don't like imps. Day 50, I check what does my enemy have on his hands, and to my surprise, this isn't some form of attack. This is just a scout. But if I didn't notice him and prepare my city for defense, I would have lost my home, which isn't terrible. Things could be worse, like losing my orbit, and he's trying to get my orbit. Now you're going to die. Day 51, Carl is ready to finish things off next turn, but I got impatient and released the hounds from Styx. Some spells are happening, Alejandro kills a puppy, and Satan is doing Satan things, giving us a flawless victory and a spooky shield. I of course took my orbit back and decided to head back to the castle. Day 52, and word comes back for the remaining imps, and just when I wanted to head out, I almost forgot the most important unit in the game, the ammo cart. Our heroes meeting in the field, exchanging some stuff, and of course giving back the whole army to Carl. As soon as I ended my turn, I get a message that the Tan player is no more. Good. Day 53 starts with parking N-word back at base, continuing the tradition just like her predecessor Zygar. Rest in peace, Zygar. You will not be missed. And I also thought it would be a good idea to have someone at Styx 2.0, so there's someone to defend and I don't have to worry about that in the future. So I got some goblin lord to materialize in Necropolis, and you might think that he might not be the perfect fit for this town, but don't worry, we're just going to cover the screen for a second, and wow, look at that! Skeletons! Now it's perfect. And also, I did some stuff here and there just to have a decent defense. Day 54, Carl is visiting the middle of the map once more, and we meet our new enemy, Orange. His army packed, but not as packed as Carl's. That's why I charge head first without thinking twice. And unfortunately, he escaped to the underground. Day 55, I got myself a new helmet. Day 56 was special because we got ourselves a plague this week. Awesome. But on the bright side, I found yet another castle, but this time it's the Weird Fetish Club. Day 57, I check out the defense of my enemies, and to my surprise, it's practically nothing, and there is no decoy in front, so this is not a drill, a freebie in the wild. After the typical Alejandro slander from the enemy's castle, I simply wait out till I get the chance to use anything I have for ranged attacks to eliminate the fairy, and then I can use Satan to eliminate the bigger threat, a singular skeleton. Phew, that was a close one. Let's check inside and see what kind of hotel we're staying this time. Beautiful. But there are no dragons here, sadly. Same old stuff. Sponsor a casino, lose my money and leave. At least we get some wood. Day 58, we rocking 3 sticks at the same time, which are giving us a lot of money. To guard Styx 3.0, I hired this very handsome fella. After noticing a lot of blue activity on my wait screen, day 59 starts with a clear intention. Get my empire another castle. Therefore, anything blue shall die on sight now. Day 60, and I have no idea what these tourists are planning. Initially, I wanted to see what is happening underground, but I quickly changed my mind like a 6-year-old kid and decided to go after blue horses. Day 61, and the AI AI is getting smarter, split pushing like League of Legends tryhards. I am forced to gear up and walk up to take care of those pesky scouts on my own. The Necro Dragon just got himself an upgrade, boys. Day 62 is the day of bloodshed. That would have been the case at least if not one of my opponents retreating and the other providing the most entertaining battle in this video. I also did some upgrades because all of that money is getting to my head. Day 63, which marks the start of the second week of our third month. I found an orange player on my radar, so that means he somehow pulled through without a home, so he will most likely want to get it back. That's why I bought units wherever it was needed, and were giving away her army once again, but this time being rewarded with my old unicorn helmet. Getting our first stack of days on day 64 as expected. Enemies are getting closer to Styx 3.0, but it's not the previous owner Orange, it's Blue, the My Little Pony enjoyer. Fiddling with my units to gain any advantage I can, parking N-word back into Styx 1.0 and also parking our fake Necropolis Guardian at Styx 2.0. Day 65, Carl was chasing Orange all this time, which led him into a weird situation, but who cares, we have a castle to defend. Trying my last move, building a portal that could allow me to summon some more creatures, but it apparently had a bad day, so it refused to cough up even a singular imp. I am convinced the bots are working with each other after seeing Blue being the nicest gentleman in the world escorting Orange right under his house. Little does he know, it's my house now. Breaching is in progress, and fortunately the towers are on our side this time. Engaging in some funny friendly fire, it's nice to see it happen, not to your army. Anyways, those weird ducks of mine have a stupid statistic of not provoking a retaliation, so that means I can just do flybys forever and I will not get punished for it. Focusing the enemy's ranged units now, and after some damage here and there, the enemy swine crosses my wall, but since it has dark hair and not grey, it does get slapped in the face for even trying to touch my green spermoid. I did get a tiny hole in a wall, but the fairy is dumb enough to act as a replacement for a brick. Our golden snake lady got herself a nice cheating killing spree, but honestly the towers are the real MVP of this fight. I got a little impatient, so I let out my lion with a sausage for its tail to damage the brain with tentacles, and the golden snake lady gets the final shot. The castle is safe. For now. On day 66, I decided to check out what's next in line, but seeing this sad excuse of an army, I decided I will not waste any time here and sent out Carl back to the middle of the map. Styx 3.0 got the spermoid upgrade, and once again we got to experience another thrilling battle. Day 67, Carl is on a walk. Day 68, Carl is still on his walk, but then another blue player emerges from the underground, and the nice message that Orange has also been game-ended welcomes me before. Day 69 is when I finally started using my brain again and checked out the army first before chasing it like an apex predator. And this time it's no joke, but I'm sure as long as I get to defend in a castle, it should be fine. So I press onward to find out Blue player has not been slacking all this time. We're back in business, boys. There are dragons here, and they are upgraded dragons. So I quickly saved the game like a coward, haven't done that in a while, and carefully observed what's happening. Day 70, what a nice number. Oh, okay, no time to talk, it's dragon slaying time. We open with a classic Alejandro getting bullied by the towers, and not only that, he gets blinded as well. Now it's time to think. The dragons went straight ahead to protect Blue's ranged units, and in the middle we have to deal with some centaurs. Again, flying ponies and unicorn ponies. The dwarves at the bottom are no threat, but the trees, even if slow, can pack a big punch. So going in with my Satan alone can lose me this battle very quickly, but luckily for me, he too got blinded. For some reason, the enemy units decided they want some blood, so I blinded a tree and sneaked in my hot men to assassinate the archers. The centaurs had their chance to get their revenge, but just not in this game. Dog is chewing on that premium unicorn meat, and Alejandro finally contributes to the battle by finishing off Rarity. The subscribers are showing how powerful they are in big numbers by slaying 2/3 of the dragon's HP, while the politicians are doing what they do best: nothing. At least we got the god tier unit that are pigmen on the field who will honorably slay the beast. But the battle is not over. Just kidding, Satan just woke up. This battle is over. Now it's time to wake up the tree, and it wouldn't be a classic Carl battle without Alejandro committing friendly fire again. With the My Little Pony fan defeated and 1 subscriber lost, the Styx 4.0 is ours. Stepping inside, it's something I am not used to. Fresh air and water. These are no conditions for Carl to stay in any longer. Day 71. I am very happy all 4 towns are mine, but the game still isn't over. Carl is doing some scouting, but Styx 3.0 is under attack by the second blue hero. Stocking up on all units I can, and even upgrading my sausage lions. I'm pretty sure I can handle the situation if I just stay inside. Day 72, and another blue mole shows up from the underground, so I go straight for his head. Day 73, I noticed they are all going in the direction of my Styx 3.0, so Carl must put an end to this circus, but make sure you pick up those cement legs on the way, they look neat. Day 74, more blue color around the bottom left side of the map. This is no good, I don't have more units to buy, so now it's basically a waiting game. On day 75, and wow, we're running low on time with only 1/4 of our day limit remaining, the blue Dwingleboobs decided to split once again, playing for time, and I, after saving my game like a coward of course, fall straight for their trap, attacking the nearest enemy I see. His army is looking drastically different than the one I was fighting in Styx 4.0, so I suspect the underground holds yet another castle, a goblin fortress to be more exact. Looking at the situation, I see his units are as alive as mine, so I try out this stupid death spell just for fun, and yep, it definitely did something. Slowly pushing up, more imps die. Good, the eagle is on the flank, but Alejandro gets the perfect shot on the ammo card. Oh wait, where's my ammo card? That does not matter now. We are in the middle of a very important battle, and wait, what? Zendaya ran away? Pathetic. I'll get you next time. I guess the amount of imps I lost in that battle made her crap her pants. Anyways, I must now go protect the Styx 3.0, but their plan worked. I ran out of move points, and my weird fantasy dungeon is under attack. Again. That's fine. They only have 20 trees? We might be toast in this scenario, but let's try anyways. So the enemies clearly used some strategic advantage to get in the breathing range of my walls before the game even started. And because of that, I decided to send out my newly acquired red sausage lion for certain death. Whoopsie! Every single unit of my enemy is doing atomic damage, and on top of that I can't get use out of my ranged units because they not only get blocked by Fluttershy, but also once again get blinded. Well, at least I tried my best to take the flying menace down, and I succeeded, and my towers did some real nice damage to the enemy's ranged units, but thanks to my big brain move at the start, this battle is unfortunately lost. But not for long, because on day 76 I get my revenge straight away. Catching my enemy off guard by the piss pond, I know what to expect. So right at the start, I blind the tree once more. Yes, I'm that scared of trees to ensure a safe dive from Satan. After that, Alejandro dies, but my dog proves himself once again that he is a good boy. ×2 because cheats, and ×3 because I don't want to see a single one of those wonderful pupheads sad. Now, subscribers will do their special move called casting the share video spell, which will resurrect demons from the dead so we can have more pigmen to watch my videos. Imps will now bravely die, pigmen doing some damage, Satan deleting the sniping elves, thanks Satan, and hot men will destroy a camping tent because I misclicked. Lastly, the mutant doggies will get one last bite before Keemstar will escape into the woods with his still blinded trees, taking a calm walk back to Styx 3.0 to take it back, and finally after a lot of fighting we can end this turn and week in peace. Day 77, Carl is rushing back to the middle, and in Styx 1.0 and 2.0 we gather all the army we can to also meet up in the center. We have a huge raid to prepare. Day 78, yet another blue weasel pops his head out of the stupid underground, and it pissed me off so much I charged straight at him, without even saving. He has some weird looking hamster looking like creatures, but I'm sure they don't bite. N-Word and Calcium Lord also come to the center. On day 79, I decided we need to expand our roster of heroes, so I recruited the enormous Lady Ola for that sweet wide representation representation points. She will be responsible for bringing Carl some nice dragons, because let's be fair, dragons are way cooler than some pathetic politics. So I sent her out to go catch up to Carl, but then I noticed there is that blue monster outside, so I got scared and turned back. Enward then refueled Carl, Calcium Lord touched another funny monolith that did some mysterious stuff, and I planned out to send him to help out Ola. Day 80 and the pursuit is in progress. Enward is going back home, Ola is existing, but Carl has officially stepped into the underground for the very first time. Confused about where should I go, I decided to do the most useless thing first, and then press on to the north, where I spotted a gate owned by Blue. Day 81. I press on the enemy territory, but with no useful information gained yet. Enward is still backing up to base, but Calcium Lord finally cornered the intruder. Turns out that hamster creature isn't that cute after all, so I killed it. Turns out it was Zendaya all along, but I'm glad she's dead now. Day 82, and I beg you careful watchers to not make an out of context video about me, because I really like my small yet lovely career. I notice another blue hero called that, but I'm sure the gang above ground can handle him, so I keep on moving upward. I discover a portal and a university that allowed me to learn some fire magic for cheaper than anywhere in America. On day 83, I spy with my little eye a lot of enemy movement, and that's a big no-no. Also, Carl goes through the portal, which leads him to a nice place, but not a useful place. We need to find the last castle of the blue faction and take it over so we can win the game, and we need to hurry. Because on day 84, I only have 2 weeks remaining to do so. Just kidding, I'm horrible at math. And there's a week of the vampire, hooray! Now we'll have to deal with grumpy old blood-hungry hobos from time to time. Carl touches some stuff, but decides to not kill the wildlife. Back on the main island, Calcium Lord wants to defend Styx 2.0. 2.0, but can't do to the elderly. Out of fear, I buy all the units, which is a great aim practice if you ask me, and pray to my lord and carry in this game, Satan, this random blue pest will not get to my castle first. Cool, that rhymed, but speaking of buying units, I did that too back at the OG starter house, but ran out of funds, so I had to sell my resources, including some yellow sand. Day 85, and Carl, the guy with the biggest army, is doing jack all on the other side of the map. At least the good old pal Calcium Man corners yet another blue intruder. He must feel very dominant for the past few days. I decided to have fun with the death spell again since, you know, now my army is built for it, but Calcium Lord is lacking in the magic department a little. Other than that, the fight was quicker than the careers of most Polish YouTubers due to that running away. Only cool part was when the Dark Horse guy did something, and like I'm not joking, I have no idea what he did, but it one-tapped the Sausage Lion, so that's cool. Ola and Enward did some trading, and just when I wanted to fight, I remembered that Ola is basically still a newborn, so even with a strong army, she would most likely die due to her incompetence. Day 86, and now officially we have 2 weeks remaining. People are moving around, including the blue bastard. He's clearly heading towards Styx 3.0, so might as well get the defense up. And what is that? I can't afford my dragon cave? Wow, how is this possible? The scam market doesn't help much in this situation, because it's like trying to fill your bathtub with Fiji water bottles. No way I am spending this much monies on some stupid shiny sand. Day 87, Carl runs over some old people and finds another trace of blue civilization. Ola proposes to Carl, but he only cares about the ring, so he takes it and hides it in his pocket. He also borrows the army she brought with her, and after some thinking, I decided Carl doesn't need hot men. He needs dragons. Back to the Earth stuff, Blue Raid is getting closer and closer, and we can't leave a town without a guardian, so move like Jagger has been born. Day 88, basically my entire squad of demons is now in caves, and Jagger is leaking some poo or whatever this creature poops in his pants. So as a last ditch effort, I upgraded my fairy convention, so the cosplaying fairies now have some shiny armor, and as expected, the Styx 3.0 is under attack. You might think after 88 days of non-stop Heroes of Might and Magic I would learn something, but nope, red lions are leaving the castle walls once again. I tried casting some spells, but it failed just like I failed my parents by making this video. Harpies poking and winds blowing. First lifeblood of the match goes to the Jagger. Now it's time to try and save the Simba, but unfortunately Hammond had other plans for him. Harpy's doing more poke and my range units getting blinded. The bird has breached our defenses, but with so many units around Rip Brave Spermoid, his life was quickly ended. The turrets got rid of one of the rats, and as soon as I noticed a hole in a wall, I patched it with a fairy. Another attempt at casting spells, another occasion to get disappointed. At least the Cassiopeia has awoken and took down the unvaccinated creature. Now only Shrek and goblins remain. But as soon as they too tasted that sweet and sour dirt on the ground, I noticed there were some Tomahawk trickshotters in top left, which allowed Keemstar to escape once more. After the successful defense, day 89 starts very well for me, as I stumble upon a castle owned by the blue amoebas. I must have interrupted some secret meeting, as there are very clearly multiple blue heroes in this corner of the map. Just in case, I save my game like a coward and scout on with Calcium Lord. On day 90, I step a little closer to get a good look at what are my enemies planning, and I see a polar bear in charge of defending the castle, and the familiar stupid face of that sitting on the side. I am not taking any chances, so in case the side twig is a trap, I go straight for the throat and rush the castle gates. Right at the start, Alejandro has swapped from support to a tank role, and now it's the Golden Dragon's turn to begin the fight. I really wanted to go balls deep with him, so I pressed the Shrek skin spell, but it activated on all of my units except the goddamn dragon. Okay, it's not like it's that big of a deal. I kamikaze anyways and one-shot the bird that was causing me a lot of pain back in Styx 3.0, just to show my dominance. Satan stepped in poop and the enemy dog tried to... I don't even know what it tried, but it looks like it doesn't matter now. My dog, on the other hand, is the best in the world and already ate a few battles ago, so he can chill for now. But Alejandro takes a rock to the face. Furious, he throws a bomb at the ammo cart. Subscribers also do pull up to shout how much they would much rather watch an Overwatch 2 video, but fortunately I have disabled the comments in this game. Imps also come a little closer and get welcomed with a tomahawk, our dragon getting surrounded and Alejandro tanking on. It's my turn. Satan puts the trick-shotting asshat to sleep. Imps eat more shit. Alejandro takes another Dwayne to the face and once more retaliates, but this time making the centaurs finally extinct for good. All the units unable to fly just awkwardly stare at the real beasts doing all the dirty job. Only after this fight, Carl can finally get to learn the fireball spell, but with Satan, dragons and ammo cart by our side, I do not think it will be very helpful now. To finish the job, I also engage on that to put him out of his miserable existence, destroying all of his chances of winning in the first move by obliterating the ammo cart. This move was so good it made him evacuate his ass out of my screen. I'll get you eventually, Edward. Traditionally stepping in the official Styx 5.0 town, upgrading a casino and getting Jack all once again. I tried to touch the funny stone again, but I was greeted with a horse issue, while everyone else is just roaming around. Day 91, another week, another occasion to celebrate squirrels. The monolith does his job once more and N-word did some shopping. The fact that escaped means my princess is yet in another castle, so with 9 days to go, there's only one part of the map I still have not explored. Day 92, I do what I must, running over elderly and expanding my map of the underground. Ola gets her hands on 4 more dragons, not in a sexual way thankfully, and N-word is being a good girl on her way to bring more army to Daddy Carl. I also reminded myself by accident that I still don't have dragons from the Styx 3.0 castle, which made me so butthurt that I did all I could in the stupid scam market to finally get enough of the golden sand. And I did. But then I realized I don't have enough regular gold. Day 93, Carl discovered another blue gate which guarantees his presence behind it. This time it's heavily guarded. I do not think I stand any chances, but I'm willing to take the risk tomorrow. Calcium Lord convinces some archers it's a great idea to join his army instead of dying, and he goes through a portal to pick up some now very useless stuff. And finally I got my hands on some dragons, so I accomplished my goal of becoming a hiccup. And I trained and weaponized all possible dragons I could find in the environment given to me by this astonishing world. Day 94, N-word reassures Carl he can beat the unstoppable waves of the undead waiting at the garrison, so giving him the entire Inferno package, he rushes into battle and barely secures a victory. Getting closer and closer, I found another idiot. It's Keemstar as expected. No way to run now, you filthy gnome. Also, Calcium Lord is having his moment. Day 95, step by step getting closer to achieving ultimate victory, and Calcium Lord is still doing his thing. Carl can now smell the fear fear of our enemies, and I have no idea if we've seen this lady before, but I already hate her. Day 96. The enemy is frozen in fear. Good. With N-word delivering the dragon's refuel and taking care of those pesky politics, I got struck by an amazing idea. With 4 more days to spare, I can get myself a spectacular finale with all of the dragons in my army. On day 97, I noticed my plans might be in danger due to some suspicious activity happening right under my nose. I arrange special meetings, exchange important units, I prepare a train of heroes who will most efficiently deliver the last skeleton dragons. And yes, the red dragons don't count, they can enjoy their short life in their home. But to ensure my train's success, I need to halt the escapist from getting too far. If I want to become one with Satan, in-game of course, I must prepare one last sacrifice. As expected, Keemstar takes the bait and slays the worthless imps. But it's not what was important. The life of N-word, her massive contribution to the Styx Empire, all the map knowledge she has provided, and all the units she has safely provided to Karl will not be forgotten. Rest in peace in the Inferno graveyards as the greatest scout, strongest caretaker, and most importantly, the very first friend of our main hero of this story. Anyways, day 98 and our last week flies by. This time we don't care about units, we care about absolute domination. Firstly, I provide the remaining dragons to Karl in exchange for pigmen. I had to choose something to trade off, and unfortunately pigs can't fly. Now it's time to once and for all put down Keembarf. He tries his best with some strategic strategies, but my dragons can reach the whole map, no corner is safe. With each punch my army packs, Keem's army melts like ice in a volcano. And no way, he escapes again. The final day before the end. Day 99. If I lose this battle, or if the blue mole has a single other castle hidden somewhere on the map, the challenge is over and I delete my channel. Okay, maybe not, but still the stakes were never this high. We open our hunger for blood with a pathetic decoy that is not even worth describing. Just know that thanks to Alejandro slacking, the rag Melodia escapes too. No time to cry about the utter failure of some of our units. It's time to put an end to all of this. The castle can smell from kilometers away who deserves to be shot first, and I prepare my almost entire army for the dive. The golden dragon takes down Megamind, sperm dragon takes a bite of that dangling sausage tail, which the lion didn't like very much. Hot men put the ducks to sleep. Satan is a little slow, but let him cook. The sperm dragon gets assaulted by a fairy, and I don't know what is happening. Alejandro with his little numbers tickles the enemy spermoid. The towers keep on punishing Alejandro for being too loud. The golden dragon manages to pull off a double kill. Spermy boy finishes his last meal, and the nail in the coffin, Satan, comes in to slay the remaining furry. That is dead. A very satisfying pop-up appears after I finish the battle, and an even better one following soon after. Boys and girls, we did it. We are greeted by the red dragon that was waiting for us at home all this time. All the sweat, tears and blood was worth it, as we officially completed the 100 days Minecraft challenge, HeySimply style. Now we just need to name ourselves in the Hall of Fame, and there we have it. 100 days rank 1, and to make things even better, Alejandro is at the very bottom with his astonishing 1000 days score. I know in reality I didn't play for the 100 days, but somehow Heroes of Might and Magic 3, being the amazing game it is, has given me the perfect round number for being a good YouTuber and not letting the game go underappreciated. Speaking of appreciation, if you like the video, then you know what to do. 200 likes and I'll make a part 2, but in Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Sounds good? Awesome! Then, with the gameplay finished and the video concluded, thank you so much for watching, have a lovely day, bye bye!